On the sixth day, they made noise. For almost a week now, undergraduate student workers at Clark University have been on strike, backed by a local chapter of the Teamsters Union. Cuts to hours and stagnating wages triggered a months-long unionization drive among the university's 700-odd undergraduate workers.
Honestly, all I want to come from this strike is just for students to have a democratic say in the decision-making process that directly affects us as student workers. That's all I want.
That's Julia, a junior on the strike line Wednesday who works in the facilities department.
So I'm a trash man, and I pick up trash around campus. Yeah. I operate heavy machinery that I've never been trained on using. I don't get any equipment for the wintertime. So I've had to drop hundreds of dollars on winter clothes that I don't have because they pay me minimum wage.
Clark graduate students formed a union a few years ago, and now the undergraduates are following suit. They want their own chapter, allowing them to collectively bargain with the university administration.
Just representation, because the administration will not give that to us no matter what. They'll hold all the listening sessions they want. It will not work. It'll only work if we can represent ourselves with a union. So that's the goal.
While grad student unions are a more common feature of campus life, undergraduate unions are decidedly rare. But that's changing. From 2022 to 2024, the number of such unions across the country jumped from 2 to more than a dozen. Most are at small private universities like Clark, but some are massive. 20,000 student workers across the California State College system, for instance, and 4,000 at the University of Oregon alone. Both of those unions formed last year.
Oh, wow. We got a bassoon over here.
At Clark, undergrads have everything they need, except the university's recognition, hence the strike. The main demand is for what's called a card check neutrality agreement. That means if the majority of Clark's 700 undergraduate workers sign union cards, the university recognizes the union, and the union then has the power to collectively bargain. The university has thus far refused, maintaining that students are not, by definition, workers, and therefore cannot unionize. Students, for their part, say the university's stance is at odds with the 2016 National Labor Relations Board decision. Among the strikers, the shorthand for this was Columbia 2016. Put simply, student workers are workers, both at the graduate and undergraduate level. The university administration seems to disagree. Several weeks ago, Clark's lawyer, Damian DeGiovanni, released a statement contending that students are not employees. He cited a 1976 NLRB decision to the effect, saying it was, quote, wrongly overturned in 2016. It is Clark University's position that students, and most undoubtedly undergraduate students, are primarily students. As such, some or all of the students in the Petition 4 unit are not statutory employees. Student workers like Julia were not thrilled to hear this.
They took the most aggressive stance they could possible. They threatened to overturn the Columbia 2016 decision that would strip the rights away from thousands of workers across the country, graduate or undergraduate. That was kind of shocking to us because Clark platforms themselves off of being a very pro-social justice school. Clearly they're not. They're scrambling. They're losing money. People don't want to come here. Maybe this is the reason why, because all of their actions are performative, but yeah, it's pretty upsetting.
Julia wasn't the only student to point out that the stance the administration has taken is at odds with its general image.
We want the school to live up to its motto, the belief that it is to change conventions to change the world.
I arrived at the strike line on Wednesday afternoon to find dozens of students lining the sidewalk, all facing the windows of one university building as they chanted, banged 5-gallon drums, blew horned instruments, or even a few drum kits.
Full band, we're talking saxophones, we're talking drums, we're talking flutes. All the instruments were present.
I'd later learn that inside that building, the administration was holding an all-faculty meeting. And the topic of conversation was college president David Fithian's 7-figure salary.
Pretty sure it's about 1.2 million. Fithian's salary.
It's about 900K. With bonuses every year.
Jeez.
Apparently this wasn't a very popular topic of conversation among the professors.
During the last question, which was regarding David Fithian's salary, Probably over a dozen faculty members stood up and walked out.
In an email sent to students on Wednesday afternoon, Dean of Students Kamala Kayam said the following: regarding unionization, we understand and respect that some of our undergraduate students feel strongly. We support your right to express those views. But as we have shared, the university regards undergraduate students first and foremost as students. You are here at Clark, above all, to study and learn and pursue your academic interests and passions. The university does not support unionization among undergraduates, including through a card check process, which the Teamsters formally requested on March 17th. Instead, the university is proposing 5 steps: listening sessions, facilitated dialogues, student employment advisory committee, a student employment survey, and a clear action plan addressing concerns and enhancing the experience for undergraduate students in paid positions at Clark. In other words, they're not budging. On Friday, the workers will have been on strike for a week. They remain resolved and committed to securing the recognition of their union.
You know, today is another piece of leverage that we have to hopefully get them to at least go for card check neutrality, which is what we're looking for here. There's been a lot of talk about respecting students and respecting student workers. And you know, I want to believe that there is a lot of respect from, you know, my managers. I certainly believe that, and from other people here. But at least from the very top and from the university's lawyers, I don't think people here on the sidewalk are feeling it. Right. So I'd like a little bit more than that. I'd like them to come to the table. So I think this is a pretty reasonable ask, and I'd like them to not jeopardize the rights of other student workers across the country.
Thanks for listening, everyone. This is pretty fun to do. I've never done a radio story before, and I really like the process of doing it. So let me know what you think, and maybe I'll be back with more of these if people seem to like them.